The scene is dead by morning, slipping past the great divide. It chases over bridges, spins me out of my own mind.
Hey there, my name is Dr. Doug Willen. I'm a chiropractor here in New York City, and I want to get into today on something that I got for myself called the Tank N1. It's a push-pull sled made by Torque Fitness, and I'll tell you today why I got it and also the benefits I see for not only me but for patients that I might have in the future that I think should get this for their own homes. The benefits are amazing. I've been using this for 3 months now. Now, if you guys watch me on any of my social media, and I have 2 TikTok, 2 YouTube, and 2 Instagram with 1.5 million followers because we cover both people and animals. I'm also an animal chiropractor. But if you watch any of my videos, you won't see much collaborations. I get approached almost daily to do collaborations, and I'm very picky. And in this specific case, I pursued them. I have a company that I was interested in, and I contacted them with the willingness to not do a collaboration. I was gonna get this either way on my own. They agreed because after they saw my social media, they thought I would be a good fit. But I waited 3 months to make this video because I wanted to use the product 5 to 7 days a week for 3 months. Sometimes I use it for 10 minutes as a warm-up. Sometimes I use it for 25 minutes as a complete standalone workout. I am so thrilled with what it's done for my chronic pain and new rehabilitation into areas that I haven't been able to reach or access. And I'm gonna go over that today and also tell you why I think it might be a benefit for you or for your workout routine or for your loved ones even. Okay, let's move it from neutral to 3. Torque Fitness makes 3 different models. This is the home use or personal model. It's the smallest by far. There's also a medium-sized one and a huge tank. So this one is called the M1. Now, they get so big that probably the only place to put those would be at a sports facility or a gym or a fitness center or for an athletic team. But this is great for my office, and it's much stronger than you possibly think. There's neutral 1, 2, and 3. I just use number 3 because I like the maximum pull. There's an option to buy extra weights, and you can put these on, which keeps that end pinned down a little bit. Here's the wheelbarrow attachment. The rope. We're gonna clip the rope on here. This is one of the best workouts I've ever done. I've had this now for 3 months. So I waited 3 months of doing this, an average of 5 days a week. Some days when I don't have a lot of time, I'll do 10 minutes or I'll do 10 minutes as a warm up before I lift weights or do some cardiovascular exercise, although this is cardio. And then on bigger workouts, I'll do this for 25 minutes. and then I'm totally blown out. One of the reasons I picked this specific company is because these tank ones are literally built like a tank. This stuff is heavy, it's durable. This material is high quality. You feel the durability and ruggedness as you're pushing it. Everything is solid. It's got a great monitor that will give you your stats as you're working. You can have it on neutral when you're putting it away. You can put it in 1, 2, or 3. So depending on what level you want to work at, you have some choices. Just all the equipment is made like a tank. I love this stuff. The tires are strong. Everything's durable about this. I took some notes of what I feel are the benefits that I'd like to share with you. Need to wear my glasses. So push-pull exercises are some of the most important multifunctional workout and strength conditioning workouts that you could do for your body. For example, if you just go to the gym and just do like a bicep curl with one joint, your elbow, right? It's nowhere near as functional as if you can get multi-joint exercises. And that's kind of the whole theme of CrossFit, if you're familiar with CrossFit. So we want to use as much as our body as possible to replicate how the human body really moves in space. The human body has to lift, pull, tug, drag, climb over a wall, run from a lion, do all these things that the body needs to do. And as we age and we get older, 40 years, 50 years, 60 years old, you start to lose the ability to move your body through space, and that becomes very dangerous for our senior people as well. And all of you watching this will be a senior one day, so listen in. Pushing engages the legs, the glutes, the core muscles, and the shoulders. Pulling targets the hamstrings, the back, the biceps, while it's still engaging the core and the legs. So pushing and pulling are equally as important. We should do both. Improve cardiovascular health. I challenge you to use this and not feel like your heart rate's getting up. Strength development. Builds muscular strength. This is incredible, particularly in the lower body, but it also works the upper body and core. So if you're an athlete that needs power, speed, explosion, the explosive movements required to push and pull a sled improve the athletic power and speed. Increase caloric burn. Anytime you're getting your cardiovascular exercise coupled with functional strength, power, and speed, you're increasing your caloric burn. And that's really where the rubber meets the road, because it doesn't matter what type of diet you choose. All diets work if you burn calories and restrict your caloric intake. That's basically diet. I wrote a book on the Paleolithic diet in 2012, and this is an area that I know a lot about because I also have a degree in clinical nutrition. Joint-friendly exercise. Unlike running or jumping, sled training is low impact. That's why I also recommend it to a lot of my patients if they're with chronic back pain or they're getting older in their years and they seem to have recurring back, knee, hip, feet, joint pain. This would be a great alternative. This makes it easier on the joints while still providing an intense workout. Versatility in training. Sleds can be used for various types of training, including strength, conditioning, and rehabilitation. Also, improve mental toughness. It's hard to do. It's challenging. Even though I do it back and forth for 25 minutes, I don't get bored with it because it keeps you in the moment, because it's pushing you mentally and physically at the same time. Enhanced mobility and flexibility. Pushing and pulling a sled requires a range of motion that can improve your flexibility and mobility, especially in the hips and shoulders. And in my specific case, my feet, my toes, my ankles, my knees were really improved because I was having my knees over toes. I was having my ankle and toes go into greater range of motion through power and pushing and strength, and it rehabilitated my chronic pain in my feet and especially my big toe. Easily adjustable. You can adjust the resistance on this. You can add extra plates. You can go faster. The faster that you push this, the harder it gets. And it's time efficient because whether you're doing 10 minutes or half an hour, you could do 10 minutes hard and fast. You could do 20 minutes or half an hour as more of a steady grind and a steady push. You can do whatever you want with this, and it's time efficient. I want to talk a little bit about knee health. My favorite knee guy on social media, if you don't know him, is Ben Patrick. He's the knees over toes guy. You'll find him on TikTok, YouTube, and Instagram. And he's someone I really admire and respect. His work is phenomenal for knees as well as the whole body. check him out. Here's his information. But he did a video on this, and that's how I really started to learn about this specific company, because I knew I wanted to buy a Sled for myself because I needed this work personally. And I liked what he had to say about it. I also like this one is good for home use. They make a total of 3 models. This is their small home use model. They make the big monster sleds, the tank sleds that you find in your gym, fitness centers, and also for professional college and high school athletic teams. But I wanted the small foldable one. This even can hang up on the wall with the rack that they give you. And I like that it's very portable and compact. But getting back to Ben Patrick, when you get your knees over toes, it'll increase your knee health. And you notice when I'm pushing the sled here that my knees are bending over my toes. This is very important. The knees are meant to move that way. This strengthens the knee stabilizers, and it's also really good for controlled movement, rehabilitating for knee injuries by providing resistance without the high impact. Another big thing is hip strength and mobility. Think about it. How many people do you know, maybe in your family or have just heard about it? These are elderly people that one day break their hip. They fall and break their hip. But you want to hear something I learned in school? Most people don't fall and break their hip. This is really scary, but listen in. Their hip breaks and then they fall. And many elderly people, could be your grandmother, could be you one day, they break their hip and then they have a spiral downhill in the next 6 months to a year. They're in the hospital, they get pneumonia, they don't recover, they die. So keeping the hips sound is one of the most important, whether you're a human, and since I work with animals, animals too. Foot and ankle stability. You know, I'm a chiropractor. We also fit patients with orthotics in my office, but we're really concerned because the foundation of your spine, right now I'm seated, is not your pelvis. Your foundation, your spine is your feet when you're up and about. So if you have weak feet, you have collapsed arches, you have bad big toes, you have bunions, you need to start getting wise about that, because as you age, that's going to be your limiting factor in how well you can feel. When your feet are your weakest link, it will reflect up to your ankles, your knees, your hips, your lower back, your mid-back, even your neck can be affected by weak feet. I specifically needed this because my feet are typically pretty strong, but my left big toe was getting early onset arthritis, was really bugging me. And after 3 months, I have 0 pain in my big toe now. I achieved total recovery with big toe pain, and I'm so excited about that. And it's something that you might be able to do for yourself too. This also reinforces the natural foot mechanics. So whenever possible, I would use this barefoot. It's my personal opinion. Or if you're doing this outside, get a 0 tread shoe. They make those that are so thin that your feet really hit, because you want your foot to work through the full range of motion while you do this. It's going to make a huge difference. Like I said earlier, if you saw the beginning of the video, that I approached Torque Fitness myself and asked if I could either collaborate with them, or if not, I was still determined to get this and buy this outright on my own, because I needed it for my personal health benefit, especially my chronic pain of my left medial collateral ligament, my left big toe, and my left hip. And I used this for 3 months before I made the video, and that was one of the agreements I made with their social media department, is I needed time. I didn't want to just get this shipped to me and immediately make a video and not know anything about what I'm talking about, because that's not what I do. So I used it pretty much 5 to 7 days a week for 3 months to see how my body responded, to see if I could get excited about it. And I'm very excited about it, because the chronic pain in my big toe, which I thought was arthritis, is gone. My left knee finally healed all the way after 2 years. And my left hip, which I get a lot of pain in my left hip, and I worry about a hip replacement in the not too coming future, I feel like that might be behind me as a worry, because my left hip and my left glute feels strong again. It doesn't have that deep searing pain and ache on the inside of the socket that I was feeling for really the past 5 years. I can't say enough about this. I also enjoy using it. It's fun. I find it challenging. I find it mentally and physically stimulating. I don't know. I'm just a big fan, and I think if you ever give this a try, you'll see it for yourself. Thanks for watching.